try to get you here, because I can watch on here, so that we know when to stop, you know, so that.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see, I'll go shut off.
Okay. Okay. So the question is, okay, it says we're live. And we have audio. Looks like we're good there. I hope. I tried to go here. Oh, sure, that delay. Oh, we got 3 people logged in. I must be doing something wrong.
Oh, you can't get it over there?
Not yet. Maybe I need to refresh the page. There it is. Yes. I wanted the big screen. Big here. Let's see if I can get it. Okay. I want you to cover the whole screen.
Yeah.
There. Take me a little while to get there. In case we need to say something. I already like it. The chat. Okay. I'll just put in good evening, right?
Sure.
Oh, that happens to me. I must hold on my shift key a little too long.
I do that too.
Well, I did it again. D-E-N-I-N-G. Okay, so that's the first chat. Oh, and I've got 2 minutes after.
Well, let's see.
Okay. Boy. Our scrolling looks nice. Let me get
And I can see.
stuff off the table. Looking good.
Okay.
Okay. Kaylin joined us. Lisa did. Not Lisa, Lucy. Read the names right. That's where I need text.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
One more drink. Okay. So now we'll have it scrolling on my face.
Mm-hmm.
Yay! Yay! Welcome to Fabric Junction. Shopping at Fabric Junction. Evening, Kaylin and Lucy. Glad you joined us. We have some new lines to show you. The only thing is no packs. I just got word that he had soccer. So tonight was soccer. And you've got the two beginners running tonight, Jeannie and I. And so,
we gotta do this side first.
yeah, there you go. trying to finish getting everything set up on what she sees and what I see, and going through. Evening, Karen.
Well, I'm trying to grab
There you.
it.
Oh,
Oh.
now you lost it. Yeah, lost it. And stuff, but we'll get there.
Well, I really did lose it.
Mm.
Come on. There we go.
There you go. Oh, at least it came up in the same.
Came up big. I can just
Big.
grab it.
Yes. The part that we're looking at is not anything that you can see. So, okay. Get my hair
I might be
straight.
as good as we get.
I know. I miss Pax too. He's so lively compared to me.
I'm gonna get rid of that so we don't have.
That we haven't started yet. Waiting to see how many join us. Make sure they join us. We're thankful. We're showing you lines. Temperature quell. Thanks, Karen. Yeah, it's coming along. Hi, Chris. Glad you joined us. So, yes. So you can tell, I'll shift this way, that in May we did get some nice warm days right in here. And then, of course, it had to cool down. Lots of great rain, though, and finished out, starting to get warm again. That's my orange, so it shows a little more heat. But yeah, it's coming out neat, really colorful. I wasn't expecting it to be that colorful, but I should have known when I picked. What do I have? I have 21 colors in it. Good evening, Gwen. I have 21 colors in it, and the other day, Jeannie and I were talking about our hot temperatures, and we figured out I didn't have enough of the reds, because I only have 3 reds to indicate our hot, which was between 80 and 100, and so I've got to get a couple more reds ordered to get it real nice. Oh, went to a regional quilt show. Great. Yeah, we had ours here last weekend. We had our annual Black Hills quilt show, which was good. I assume yours was also a great show? So, wait. So, beyond that, I was trying to think. I used to travel a lot, do a lot of shows. I was trying to think where I went. Did quite a few in Omaha and Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Bullhead City always had a nice little show. Where else? Besides the one here in Rapid, I did a few in Wyoming, a few other ones in Nebraska, a couple different ones in Minnesota. Just traveled quite a bit. Ooh, it was big and lots of vendors. Those are the best kind. Actually, Phoenix, they didn't ever have a quilt show like we think of it, going and seeing lots of quilts, but it was a quilters show, and they would have 2 huge buildings of vendors, and I would go down in, when was it, the end of January, 1st of February, and vend, and that was a lot of fun. I always enjoyed visiting with the other vendors from other parts of the country. That was fun. And I always like looking at quilts too, but to be able to visit with the people, that was always a lot of fun. That I enjoyed that. So, as you can see, no packs. Sorry. Soccer practice, his mother said that took priority. I disagree. Friends quit that took first place. Wow, that's exciting. That is great to know when you have somebody take a first place or even place. Yeah, that's wonderful. That's what, like I said, I always enjoy a quilt show, and I have to admit, even though ours was last week, I didn't make it. It was kind of like, oh my goodness, the show is here, and I just spaced it out. Just absolutely spaced it out, even though that I knew that it was coming, because it is fun to look at the different quilts. But I have one advantage. Since I do about 90% of the long arming here in the store, I get to see some fabulous quilts that ladies have made. And that part is fun. Just a huge variety of quilts that get made. And so I get a mini quilt show every time I quilt. So with that, we'll get started. What we have done, and I know I showed you part of this line, but we have expanded it. And so I'd like to show you the rest. It's called Blossom. It's from Riley Blake. And we'll start with, try to keep my numbers in order, make it easier for not only me, but for Jeannie. So the number is 778, and it's $8.70 a yard tonight. The regular price on this line is $10.90. So this is the cream. Yeah, I did read it right. So this is the cream, and this is the line, let's see if you can even see, that just has that little speck. And I can't remember what Pax called it. Might have been a star. It almost looks like a star. It's like 4 little dots making a box. But it's really a neat piece and stuff. So this is the cream, which this I know is one of the colors I've had, but I needed to order some more. So this one I ordered more. Oh, good, Lucy, I'm glad you like your batiks. We've been discussing with a variety of people of how slow the post office is. Even though every time we get everything ready to mail, it doesn't make any difference where it's going. It says 4 to 5 days, and it seems to take 7 to 10 all the time. Just slow, slow, slow. So I know anyone that placed an order last week, chances are it's still coming. I can always look up the tracking to see. But anyway, beautiful piece. The cream color, 778, $8.70 a yard. And it's the Blossom line. It's one of their basics from Riley Blake. Okay, the next one, 779. It's a beautiful purple. They actually call it eggplant. And now you can really see those little dots that I was talking about. That they, I don't know if you want to call it a star or a little box, but it's like 4 little dots right in a square kind of thing. But it creates just a little different look to the line. So this one, like I said, 779, $8.70 a yard. Oh, good, Karen. I'm glad you got your batiks also. Actually, batiks are one of my favorites to work with. I like work with them quite often. This is Wisteria, 780. 780. And this one is Wisteria. So nice, pretty lavender look to it. So, yeah. Another great color. One of the things that we're working on, show once more, maybe if I talk about it, I'll get it done, is trying to create some block of the months and use some of these gorgeous lines that we're going to show you. 781, lovely pink called Peony. So a lovely pink that they call this one Peony. And then I'm going to remind everyone, if you chat with us, we'll make sure that we set another ticket for you. I was just thinking if I got everyone taken care of last week. I don't think so. I think, Lucy, I'm not sure I sent you your ticket. You're the only one I can think of that I don't. Gwen, I know you picked up one when you picked up your quilt. Thank you, Lucy. Trying to remember. Oh well, if I fall behind, just send me a text, and I'll text you a picture of a ticket with a number for you. Anyway, that was Peony. So another gorgeous piece, 782, color Barn Red. And actually it does. It looks pretty much like what I would expect a barn red to be. So nice barn red. So I can't remember. One of our newer, I think this is one of our newer shades. I think we had the next red coming up was the one that we had before. So barn red, one of our newer ones. And I know about now, Pax would have a little dance or saying for you. I'm sorry. It's just not quite me. And hopefully he'll be done with his stuff by the end of the month. So I can get him to come in, because he still says, Grandma, I want to sew. 783. Since I have them in order, Jeannie's keeping up. Yay. And this one's just called Red. This one's just a really nice red. So yeah. So a lovely red. Oh, a nice one. Really nice orange. 784. And it is called Pumpkin. So it really looks about that color. Nice pumpkin, orange. Start thinking of projects for this fall. Knows that it is really a pretty orange. Not bad for an orange. Don't work with it too often, but once in a while you just need a little bit. So anyway, I can't remember. Did I get the block of the months talked about, Jeannie? I think I started.
Yeah.
That I started. So that's one of our goals. We're trying to set it up. I'm trying to figure out other ways to keep Jeannie busy, because I always claim she twiddles her thumbs too much. So I'm going to try to put some more block of the months to get back into doing it. I used to do it some time ago. And we'll try to get some put together using a variety of techniques and colors, hopefully, that when we get started, there'll be something that you'll like. So we'll move on to our next color, Lemon Zest. Real pretty lemon zest, 785, 870, lemon zest. Boy, it looks good on my screen. Sometimes my colors look a little different, but this one looks really pretty and stuff, so yeah. Yeah, we were just looking at a couple different ideas for some block of the months, and trying to combination of that and more kits if we can, because we kind of lag behind on the kits, kind of slacked off on some things here. 786, nice green called Holly. So this one's called Holly. So one thing you can add is when it comes to a block of the month, give me your thoughts on what you would kind of like in your block of the month, or what kind of block of the months you like. So anyway, that one is Holly 786. As you can tell, tonight I tried to stay organized, so I'll get you all the colors. 787. And this one is the Christmas. So we went from Holly to Christmas. So this is a lot darker green, almost like a hunter green. So, yeah. So we're hoping on our block of the months maybe to start sometime in September or October. Either way, I'm going to have to start getting them put together so people can sign up now for them. What you need is a good seam ripper. I'll tell you what, Lucy, I just have a cheap, let's see, I'll have Jeannie grab one. If you turn around, open the lid on my machine and you'll see them on your right hand side. I go through seam rippers way too much. So this is the little guy that I use. Super cheap. Not very big. Personally, sometimes I prefer a little bit bigger one, but as much as I go through either breaking them and ripping, and when they get to where I can hardly get them to go through the thread, that it takes too much effort, I pitch them and get another one. These run about $1. I think currently, what, $1.17, yeah, I think is what it is. It's just a little over $1. So I keep 5, 6 around. You need a bigger one. I do carry a bigger one also. I'll have to I'll try to send you a picture, Lucy, of what I carry, because I was trying to think if it was on the shelf or if I sold the last one, because I know I had somebody came in and I think she bought my last one. I need to reorder more of the little bit bigger one. That actually is pretty nice. I may have to switch to that because these are getting a little harder for me to hang on to. But otherwise, like I said, I use this because I destroy them. They get destroyed in the process of me using them. So, do we get finished up? We'll finish up with our Christmas. So this one is Christmas, and I can see, yep, okay. I'll have to make sure your Jeannie start taking notes on all the stuff that I've committed myself to. That you can remind me. So, with that, she's what?
Oh, I'd like to do that.
To remind me? No problem. You can. 778. And this one is green. That is smoothie. For a second I thought I was misreading it. Green smoothie is this color. Actually not quite a lime, but it kind of reminds me of that, but it's not really a lime. But it looks good. So green smoothie. Yeah. Seven, 8, 9. Yay! She's faster than I am. Medium blue. Interesting. And it doesn't go by something else. A nice medium blue. Very nice. Kind of I like that. That's a little closer to my shade of blue. So that was $7.89 medium blue. Throw a loop here. 8.9 is 90. Yes, we're on the same page yet. Navy. Nice navy blue. 790. 790. 870. Nice navy. We were looking at another navy that looked kind of dirty navy. But it is what it is. But a nice navy. Okay, Karen, we'll see. We'll take care of it. And Lucy, you can't have too much blue. There's no such thing. No such thing as too much blue. 791. 791, and this shade is called denim. And it actually looks like a denim. Very pretty. But I like that one. Not the same color as my shirt. Nah, my shirt's more of teal. So it gives you a nice contrast between that and my shirt. But a nice blue called denim. Okay. Oh, here we go. Another really nice one. 792. And this one is Peacock. This is one that I did have before. Hey, I agree with you, Karen. Blue's my favorite color. I like all shades. All shades of blue. Yeah. I always said if it was my choice, the shop would be full of nothing but blue. But, you know. But Peacock, 792. 870. Another great piece called Silver. It's kind of in the gray line called Silver. Actually really nice. This would make a great background on a quilt. But it's a really nice shade. So 870 for silver. Yep. Okay, now we'll go to black. Ooh. Nothing against it. My ooh was because I didn't realize it was getting so low. I'm going to have to get some more. But this is the black. Black with a little white dot. 794. 870. 794. Yeah, I was just thinking, looking at my temperature quilt, I'd almost done it out of just blues. But I didn't think I could find enough blues to get me the range I was looking for. Actually, I got to think about that more. I might be able to do that. Make my temperature quilt just blue. I'll have to look around. Because for me, that would be interesting. Not quite as striking as the one that's behind me, but I'd like it. This one is also black, and this one is the black on black. So it still has that little bitty texture on it. $7.95, $8.70 a yard. And so this one would be black on black. Another great one to add if you like adding black. I don't mind working with black, but sometimes it gets hard for me to see the black on black, especially at this hour of the day. It's very hard for me to distinguish my black. But $7.95, $8.70. just thinking I'm going to have to come up with some kind of commercial pause or entertainment. I'm not an entertainer. I am boring. Oh, glad you joined us, Quilting Grandma 222. Nice to see you. Yep, and we'll handle the yardage for you. Yeah. So Quilting Grandma, did you make it to any quilt shows? They were here. Let's see. So I don't have packs. We'll switch. A couple things that we get in. A lot of times it's quilters that we like. So this one's going to be $7.96. We have a handful of puzzles tonight. Something that we offer in the shop on occasion for those that enjoy puzzles, which it's one of the things that I do. My kids get me one. I do through the winter time. So $7.96. It's $16. The regular price on this one is $20.99. So it's basically $21, and tonight you can get it for $16. As you can see, there's 1,000 pieces, and it finishes 20 by 27. So there's 1,000 pieces in there. I need to tell you, that's my kind of puzzle. More pieces, and a great one. Look at that old country store. That is neat. I'm not quite old enough to have been in a store that old, but growing up, our store wasn't too far from looking like that. A little store in a little town. So that's puzzle number 796, and tonight it's going for 16. So now we'll move on to our next one, 797. This one, regularly $18.99, tonight is $15. So this one goes for $15. 797, a beautiful winter scene with all those lovely quilts hanging out there. Another one with 1,000 pieces. I've got to get some of the other ones that don't have quite as many. Yeah. Okay, Karen, yep. We can take care of that for you. So, 797, 1,000 pieces for 15. Okay, and our last puzzle, this one's a little smaller, $7.98, and it is $14.50, regularly $18. So a nice, almost fall scene, quilts on the out on the clothesline. Trying to see. Oh, there. Yeah, there is a dog. Looks like maybe a cat. Can't quite see everything from my angle. But another great puzzle. If you want one that's a little smaller, it's 18 by 24 and 500 pieces. So those are my puzzles tonight. And I'm always getting a few more in. Different ones. Different kind of things, but it is, they're just fun. So, the other thing that we found, Jeannie and I found, and this is number 299. It is $26, and it says it's a premium serger tool kit. And we'll open it and take a look at it. And it does say baby lock, because that's the machines that we sell, are the baby locks. But it's the toolkit. Once I show it to you, you'll see that it will work on a variety of things. So regular $37.99, tonight $26, and the number is $3.99. So let's open it up and see what we have in here. Oh, things got jumbled up just a little bit. I'll show it this way first, so you get this nice little kit, nice variety of things in there, and we'll start towards the top. And this is their seam ripper. I'm going to set this down so that you can see. And it is one heck of a seam ripper. But if you serge, it's really good. Much better than the other one I was showing you. And it comes with some replacement blades. There's 4 extra blades in here. So that'll last you a long time, because it does take a while to make things dull. You also get, and I call this, I said I'm going to clean my teeth with it because it reminds me of a dentist tool. It is, what was it? Jeannie and I went through all of these so I knew what everything did. So we have the same ripper. Oh, sure. It works just like your a stiletto. So it helps control the fabrics as you're putting them through the machine. And you can control them from either side. But you would just put it down like this as it got closer to the machine, because you don't want to accidentally kind of nip your finger with the blades. But it would work on anything you were sewing, that it would help hold your fabrics in place. Okay, you also get, snap that back in there, you get 2 needles. Now there's an eye on each end of this needle. There's one up here, one up here. And it actually is used to tuck your threads in. So sometimes, like on a serger, this is about the only thing that I could think of that is more serger specific, that you can use that by tucking this through the seam, grab the tail, and pull it back. It's kind of a method we use for crocheters. I'm a crocheter, we do it, I assume knitters do it, where we want to tuck the tails of our work in, and then a nice little sharp pair of scissors. So kind of a nice little tool kit with nice little variety of tools in there. Some of them very generic, would work for most anything you're working on, and of course they'd work on any kind of machine. It doesn't have to be a Baby Lock. It just happens to be Baby Lock's the machine we carry, the brand that we carry. So nice, what they call a premium serger tool kit with your fabric controller, your Ultra Pro seam ripper, your 3.5-inch double-line needles, and your 3.5-inch scissors. So one of the items that we saw on the shelf, and we thought it was time to show it off for anyone that would like that. So one of the other things that we have going on that I need to kind of remind everyone is on the 28th of June, for anyone that's going to be in the area, we are having our Crazy Days sale here in the store. I know that's a Tuesday. We're going to start at 8 o'clock in the morning. 24th. What did I say?
28th.
28th. Oh, why not the 28th? It's a Tuesday. Remember, Tuesday, 24. Forget whatever the crazy lady said before. Tuesday, 24. We're going to start at 8 o'clock in the morning. So anyone that comes in between 8 and 10, they will be able to get 30% off their purchase. And as far as I know of, we have no restrictions. We haven't, we've been going through the stuff to make sure that everything on the floor that we're going to offer. So then from 10 to 12, got to read my numbers if I can read them right. So if you happen to make it into the store between 10 o'clock and 12 o'clock, you'll get 25% off your purchase. And you don't have to make your purchase specifically during that time. So if you come in at 10 minutes to 12, that will be honored. Okay, Quilting Grandma, glad. We'll look forward to seeing you there. After 12, from 12 to 2, it drops to 20% off your purchase. And after 2 o'clock to closing, it'll be 15% off your purchase. So that's the reason we called it crazy. We start with a nice big discount first thing in the morning. So the early birds get the worm. And then the discount gets less and less as you go on. And yes, we'll have ways to keep track of that. And maybe we'll do something similar that Thursday. We'll have to do a little bit of thinking. Try to be creative for all of you that join us on our live chat. Something we'll think about. It takes me a little while to try to think of something. But that is something we have coming up on the 24th. I got the thumbs up from Jeannie, the right date. So, with that, we'll move on to our next line. Now, this is a line, I'm sure it's been around a little while, but for us, brand new, also from Riley Blake. And they call it, I'm going to mess Jeannie up now, because now I'm going to go to 766. They call it, I see it, it's called either basic shade or shade is what they call it. 766, this is also 870, regularly 1090. And
What happened to my?
I don't know what you did. You got 866. It scrolled up on you.
Is that what it
I think. Yeah. Can you scroll? She lost her way to finish the number.
Weird. Oh, maybe.
No, that's
not
the case. That yeah.
Huh.
Anyway, this one's called burlap. That's background color.
Weird.
Yeah. 766. And there's nothing to scroll. Go to your side and see if you can scroll that up.
I can't go scrolling. Like that. Right here?
Yes. Should be able to go up.
There we go.
Yay! Quilting labels. Dang. Jenny, you keep forgetting to tell me to order quilting labels.
Oh, order some quilting labels.
Sorry about that. Every once in a while.
So,
and I'm sure they're on one of my lists somewhere. 870. 870. 870.
You said 766.
766 is the product number.
Oh, 870.
$8.70. We'll get it right. We'll get it right. Always have to remember, you're dealing with amateurs here. So, the burlap called shades, and someone looked at it and they said grunge. So, this would be Riley Blake's version of that. That it kind of has that look to it. So, so with quilting labels, Karen, I'm going to have to look and see what I can get. So sometimes I can find some, and other times they're a little hard to find. But I'll see what I can find. So we got to remember, same rippers and quilting labels. But this one is the burlap version of this. And in fact, we all liked it well enough that I think we'll probably expand what we have to offer. But right now, we do have a nice variety. 767. See if I can't keep my numbers right. And this one is called Honey. So this one is Honey. Actually, it is really pretty. I'm liking this. Actually, I'm thinking about this maybe for one of our Block of the Month groups. Not sure, but thinking about it. But this one is Honey, 767. And this is Honey. Okay, 768. 768. And it's called Sugar Pink. Sugar Pink. Actually not too bad of a pink. But anyone that knows me, this is not my color. So I am not a pink person, but not bad. Not a bad shade of pink. Sugar Pink. 768. 870 a yard. Okay, Lucy. We'll add you to the list on the quilt labels. Maybe I can remember to go find us some really neat ones. Okay, 769. Oh, Jeannie's ahead of me again. Wagon red. So if you had a little red wagon. Wagon red. So very pretty. Nice red. Actually, not bad at all. And you can see that little bit of texture that's in it where it changes just slightly from different places where it's got, it's going to say, I don't even know if these have a color key on them. Yeah, it does. So it's actually got 3 shades of reds in there. So yeah. So I don't know how, they all look very similar. They probably only changed by one little dot of something. But yeah, so that's the color key on this one. Actually, I can remember anytime I think of a color key, I think of a young gal that came into the store and was looking at the color key. And I was explaining to her that that's how you determine the colors that are in it. And she corrected me and said her friend told her that you always want to buy a fabric that has lots of those little color dots because that indicates the quality of the fabric. I thought, interesting concept. But very politely explained that that's the color key and the color that they put in. So if they only have 3 dots, that doesn't mean it's inferior to the color that had piece that has 12. But anyway, interesting. Jeannie's keeping up. So 770, 870, lavender. Beautiful lavender. Yeah, I agree with you, Lucy. Adding a little pink sometimes does make quilts interesting. Because I do like pink roses, pink flowers. It's just not my favorite. So when I had that quilt a couple weeks ago that was all pink for breast cancer, not my favorite. But the quilt, I think, came out gorgeous. And the gentleman that picked it up, he liked what I did. And so hopefully they raise a lot of money for breast cancer next winter. 771, 870, and this is called Grape. So now you can really see some of the different shades in there. Lovely grape. Because I do, the more I look at these, I got to figure out something. Like I said, they just came in, so I haven't had a chance to really do anything. 772, yeah, in my blue again, cobalt. So this one is cobalt. Actually, I was thinking if I got enough colors in, either this line or the other line would make a great temperature quilt. At either one of those. So this one is cobalt, and it's a nice shade of blue. I like blue. Sorry, like purple, blue, more blue. Here's another one, 773 again, and this one's called Twilight. Let me get this turned so it doesn't flop on me. There we go, Twilight. Very nice. Yeah. Glad you like it. They're gorgeous colors. I need to finish up right now Not working on customers, just a quilt for the store. I'm working with those white on whites that we had a couple weeks ago. Putting the quilt together with it, turning out pretty. Be very different, but I'll show it to you once it's done. So here we are with Twilight. Remember what I have in my hand. So this is Twilight. This 774, and it is Coastal Blue. Interesting name. Coastal Blue. So it's a kind of a different blue. Still real pretty. A little bit darker than the denim that I had, but Coastal Blue on this particular one. But it's just kind of a nice, kind of like the blossom line. These would all look great as fillers or match whatever your main print is. But they do, they stand alone real well, or with each other. Coastal Blue, a real pretty shade of blue. I've got a great brown for you. It's called Chocolate, and it looks like chocolate. 775, and this one is Chocolate. Oop, my stuff is falling over. So Chocolate is this one. Sometimes I don't always find browns. I always forget. A lot of times I forget to get brown, but a real pretty brown called Chocolate. Another great piece. And another one, 776. 776 called Cream. So there you go. Like I said, on my camera, sometimes it looks a little bit lighter, but Cream, that's a good name for it. It's a cream. Okay, Kaylin, we'll save you some of the 775. Yeah. So there we go, Cream. So we're real pleased with that one. And then we have Linen, 777, lucky number. We're not that far from Deadwood, where they roll the 777, called Linen. So it's a little bit lighter than the cream that you just showed, and it's got a little bit of color in it more than an off-white. So another beautiful color that we like. If you like kind of a, definitely linen. That's an okay name too. We like that name. So that is what I have in that line at the moment. But based on what I see and the response from the staff and how they like it, I think we're going to expand that one, just like we did on the Blossom. So we'll see what other colors are out there that we can add to it. Sometimes it takes me a little while to get there, but we can. And then we thought we would show a couple different jelly rolls, and I know some of these you've probably seen, I can't remember, but I need to get some new ones in. So these are going. The number on this is 801. 801. And there are 42 2.5-inch strips, regular $53.80, and tonight it's $40 for this particular jelly roll with all the colors. It's from Studio E, And it looks like basically they're solids. Yeah, that's what it looks like. So you can see all these beautiful colors. It just has gorgeous colors. So if you were doing some funky quilt where you could use just a gorgeous group of colors, and actually it wasn't this jelly roll, but it was a jelly roll similar to this that I used to get my colors for my temperature quilt. But a gorgeous batch of colors there. So yeah. So I was thinking, let's see, who jelly works? Kay Lynn, you're one that likes to work with colors like this, a lot of the great solids. That would be a good buy. So if you need a jelly roll, 42 of them, number 801. Oh, now I'm going to mess Jeannie up. 800. Another beautiful jelly roll. This one actually looks like, oh, Quilting Grandma. This is more your colors. So this is from Henry Glass, and it's called Tranquility by Kim Deal. There's 42 of them in there, and you can see another group of just gorgeous colors. This one really would look neat as the jelly roll race, that particular piece, because of all the gorgeous colors you have. And the design on them are very similar, so this would work up really well. So, oh, I forgot to say the price, 40. I think it was the same as the last one, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. So number 800, the line, it was 5330. Okay, Quilting Grandma, I knew you would like this one, because I thought this fits in with a lot of the things that you've done. I knew you would like it. So we have a few more. So Quilting Grandma didn't take the last one. So anyway, number 800, 42 strips. And you can make the jelly roll race, would be gorgeous with it, or any of them that you see with the using your 2.5 inch strips. Who does a lot of them with 2.5 inch strips? Cozy quilts. They have a lot of patterns with them. So that was number 800. Okay, and then I've got a couple of them here. 802 for 37. This one is regularly $49.80. I'm hoping my Crazy Day sale will help sell me out so we can bring in some new ones. This is from Poppy Cotton. Which line is it called? Poppy Cotton 42 Wonder? Might be just called Wonder. But, oh, there you can see a lot of the print on this. It's got a sunshine, a lot of flowers, nice pastel, a great spring combination there. So that kind of shows you all the different colors that are in there. So yeah. So I can't remember, but I do know I think we have some different jelly rolls coming, and some different fat quarter bundles coming, some other types of kits. We can't hardly wait, but you know you have to order so far in advance that when they're coming, and you can see how pretty that it makes rolled up. Number 802 for 37. And then I have 803 for 33. And this one regularly is 44. And it is, okay, now why can't I see the wording? Oh, it's on the front. This one is the Phoenix, not Phoenix, the butterflies. Feral. Monarch. Gee, no, not an MP. I having a heck of a time trying to pronounce it, trying to distinguish it. The writing on it is very fancy, so it's a little hard to read. But it is butterflies. I can read that one. I can figure that one out. 40 pieces. I don't know. Can you search with the? I can get the PAR, and that's about as far as I can get. It almost looks like ranch, but I know it's not ranch. Ranch, oh, whatever. Somebody's butterflies are on this. Another great piece. Who did I say? Who printed? Robert Kaufman. There we go. Robert Kaufman. Look at here's one of the bigger pieces that you can see right across here. Look. Really pretty. So from Robert Kaufman, 33, number 108. And there's 40 in this particular one. 40 pieces. Yeah. Okay. With that, that's everything that we had lined up for you. So we are glad that you joined us. Remember, all of those that can, join us for our crazy day on the 24th. We like that. And then invite your friends. We love visiting with people, all kinds of people. Okay, scrolling over my face. But that's okay. Like and subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Facebook. Text us your order if you haven't already given it to us in the live chat. I'll remind you that our next drawing for Pax's quilting chest will be July 3rd. Had to think of it. We had just talked about it earlier. July 3rd is our next drawing. So everyone that talked to us, you'll get a ticket. Everyone that ordered, you'll get a second ticket. And that's for Pax's drawing. Follow us on YouTube. Check out our other stuff. Haven't got around to taping yet. I keep trying. Every time I set up, either my tape person is gone. Jeannie does a great job of doing numbers, but she's not my YouTube regular tape person. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye. See you next week. Have a great week. Enjoy your summer and all those wonderful things. So thank you again for joining us. Bye. Okay, now we gotta wait.